Welcome, everyone, to Evernight, a homebrewed D&D campaign with me as your guide. I am Kit. My pronouns are she, they, and I am very excited to bring you on this adventure. We're going to start today, before we get into the world of Solaris, by introducing our players. To begin, let's go a little alphabetical. Aaron.
That's muted. Hi, I'm Auren. I use them pronouns, and I'm playing Meredith, who she, her pronoun.
Crow.
Hi, I'm Crow. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Alfie, who uses they, he, she, whatever pronouns.
Echo.
Hi, I'm Echo. I use he, they pronouns. I'll be playing Corvus, who uses they, he pronouns.
Awesome. And last but not least, nope, not last. And next up we have Zoe.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Willoughby, who also uses she, her pronouns.
Awesome. And finally, we do have another joining us as well. Just for fun, helping out with recording and editing. And because I love commentary so much, they're also going to be the mystery voice, the lovely Peach.
Hi, I'm Peach. I use really any pronouns. And yeah, you'll occasionally hear me. I'm not really a player, but I will make terrible possum noises.
Amazing. Great. So we will now be getting directly into the world. Welcome, all, to the city of Lunea. Nestled under an endless twilight. And for the first time in quite a while, it buzzes with a hum of festivity. Tonight, the shadowed streets are adorned with beautiful glowing lanterns and banners made of fabric that shimmers like 1,000 tiny moons, and it's casting a glow across the paths. It's been a very special week, and it's all been culminating to this. Princess Kamaria's name day. A celebration that is meant to bring hope and joy to the citizens that thrive in the eternal night. In the heart of the city, the marketplace is alive with merriment. Stalls brimming with foods and a variety of trinkets line the square, and performers are juggling flaming torches and acrobats are twisting through the air. Music is swelling from all corners, flutes and drums, and it's mingling with the laughter and the chatter of the townsfolk for an amazing orchestra. Amidst all of this chaos, most have kept their eye on the tower, keeping it at the very least in their peripheral vision. It's draped in silver and indigo silks. On that balcony is where the princess will appear. Grace and power, and she is there to demonstrate her magic. A tradition that will symbolize her bond with the mystical forces that guide the realm, that she has now come into her role as the reincarnation of the moon goddess. The anticipation at this point is palpable. The royal guard stands vigilant at the perimeter. Their armor is gleaming under the festival lights. Their eyes are scanning the crowd for any signs of trouble. Whispers of discontent have been stirring in the shadows. A rebellion plots to seize the throne, and tonight it seems like the joy of the name day is hiding a lot of these tensions for now. From the corner of the plaza, you all find yourselves drawn to the spectacle. Each of you have been brought here by fate or fortune, and this is where your paths converge. In the heart of the celebration. The crowd seems to part slightly, allowing you to take a glimpse of the balcony where the princess will soon appear. Before she graces the stage, the festivities continue, and there is a moment to breathe, to observe. Willoughby, what are your thoughts right now?
Vaguely annoyed. I understand the importance of the princess being the reincarnation of the moon. I understand why we're all so excited about it, and at the same time, this festival feels a bit self-indulgent and disruptive and loud. Very, very loud. But hey, people are acting stupid, and that at the very least is entertaining. Something to do.
Wonderful. Will you please describe your character?
Yeah. So Willoughby is a 5'2" Kalashtar. She is very pale to the point where light kind of passes through her skin. You can see most of her veins, if not all of them. She has very fluffy, curly lavender hair that she usually pulls like half up, half down, either in a ponytail, or today she's wearing them in space buns, just two little buns on the top of her head, with the rest of it down. She always has a relatively large satchel that carries her possum, Mavka, that she takes everywhere with her. She wears mostly pastel colors. Today she's wearing a kind of light mauvey long sleeve shirt with a brown suede half cloak that stops at her elbows, and a mid-calf kind of greenish color skirt. She has a very soft aesthetic. She's very pastel. Her features are pretty round and soft. She looks about as non-threatening as a person could possibly look. She looks very innocent and very sweet.
Thank you. Corvus,
Yeah.
what brings you here tonight?
I don't think he came by choice as much as this should be a day of celebration. He still has a lot of unease of what could potentially come due to previous encounters with other people or other individuals. So I do think he had to have been forced out of the house to come to the festivities, because otherwise he would have looked like the weirdo. So he's very much not engaging with the festivities. He's keeping an eye out. He's stuck like himself into this little alleyway that people have left him alone in, and is just watching what's going on.
Would you please describe your character?
Yeah, Corvus is a dark purple tiefling with like shock white hair that's almost like shaved on one side and falls a little bit longer onto the other. He's wearing this like dark blue, almost button-up shirt, and underneath it, where like the sleeves of the shirt would roll up, he has a long sleeve black shirt that goes all the way down to his wrists. Very much like a dark academia style that fits with like the night theme in a sense. He has like a little pouch at his waist that holds most of his spell components that he needs to utilize. And he's also wearing a pair of glasses that, if anybody actually asked him about, he doesn't actually need to wear. more so for the aesthetic than anything.
Gotta do it for the aesthetic.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Meredith.
Hi.
Does anything stand out to you?
The noise, for one. So I don't think I've been around this many people before. At least, not that I can immediately remember. So that's the first thing that stands out. The second is that everything seems a little familiar, even though I'm almost positive I haven't been alive for as long as some of my other elven brethren. So I don't think I've seen the other queen's name days.
Yeah. Would you please describe your character?
Yeah. Meredith is a kind of average height elf. They have long, curly, like Irish curls, like ginger Irish curls that come down to like the middle of their back, like just between their shoulder blades. And she is wearing just like a very simple like charcoal gray tunic and a set of just pants underneath that. Nothing super fancy, nothing super like spooky I'm hiding, but just very plain clothing.
I love the innate description of, I promise, I'm not spooky. It's amazing. So, lastly, we have Alfie. Are you enjoying the festivities so far?
Much as I can. It's exciting to be in this big group of people. It's interesting. There's a lot going on, but I'm more confused than anything. It's hard to focus on positive energy because I'm more focused on figuring out where I am right now and what's happening. Because I have no idea.
That's very fair. Would you like to describe your character?
Yeah, Alfie is a 5'7" satyr. He's got lightly tanned skin with a lot of freckles, very curly, messy blonde hair, and big curved brown goat horns, as well as light brown furry goat legs. They're not wearing all that much clothing, just some silk like sashes across their chest, some ribbons on their arms, a little like silk ribbon loincloth, and that's about it. They have very, very vibrant green eyes.
So, for everyone else, satyrs are not exactly common in this realm. This person, along with the pure confusion that seems to be across their face, would be something you would take note of. Especially if you are people watching from an alleyway. You would definitely see this individual. What do you do?
I don't think Corvus is going to approach. He's not necessarily, and while this is extremely out of place, not his business. He's gonna keep watching though, because is intrigued, but not enough to figure out what's going on.
Meredith and Willoughby would also take note of this individual.
I I don't know if Willoughby is that kind of person, but Meredith is. And Meredith would be very much intrigued by this and would probably approach the random satyr in the middle of the city.
Willa is fascinated, but also, this person looks like they need help. And she doesn't really want to deal with that. So she's gonna watch to make sure nothing terrible happens to him, but she's not gonna go out of her way to assist him.
Okay, so Meredith approaches.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hi, sorry, we don't get a lot of satyrs around here. Have you come for the Name Days Festival?
Is that what this is?
Yes.
I was wondering why there are so many people here.
You weren't aware that this was the Name Day Festival?
No, if I'm honest with you, I'm not really sure, like, whose name day, or for what, or, where, really?
Oh, Meredith doesn't know what to do with that information. Because every single person in this country knows what day it is, what the hell is going on, what city this is, and whose name day it is.
Yes.
So what the fuck?
Yeah, no, this is very common knowledge. Everyone knows that this is a very important event right now, especially with the current rumors that Kamaria isn't the most recent reincarnation. So this is super important, and it's super weird that this person has no idea.
Yeah, could I make some kind of insight check to see if they, like, actually don't know, if they're screwing with me, like...
Absolutely. Roll insight, and Alfie can roll either persuasion or deception, whichever you feel fits best.
Well,
don't
they ain't
tell us.
lying.
My insight is not great.
Well, that's
Fine.
okay, because I'm sure my roll was worse. That's a 7.
Nice.
That's how we're starting off this game.
This is gonna be great. We got this.
What was your insight?
A 9.
Fantastic start.
Alfie isn't very convincing, but you also have never talked to a satyr before, so this could absolutely be a thing. Like, it's just weird. This is a weird situation. You can't really figure out what's going on here.
I think Meredith has seen enough, like, confusion and amnesia from, like, medical things, and they immediately go, ah, it's that, and it slip into doctor mode. And they, I think, are just going to, kind of collect themselves. That's alright. Do you don't know where you are?
No, not at all.
Do you just not know the city, or are you...
Oh, no. I think this is probably the most lost I've ever been in my life. 'Cause, well, everything looks different. I don't recognize these people or these buildings or can I ask you a weird question?
Yeah, of course.
Where's the sun?
The sun.
Yeah, it's just gone. And I've never seen that.
The sun hasn't been around for decades. Are you feeling alright?
I feel fine. I see the sun all the time. What do you mean?
Can I insight check on that too? This is also weird. Like, I know that like satyrs
and if the
aren't
other
around
two
a lot.
and if the other two also want to insight on the fact that this random weird person is asking about the sun, feel free to do that.
I got 17.
Should I be rolling anything?
No, I know what the DC is for this one.
16.
Okay.
16. And what did Willoughby get?
17.
17. Okay, yes. Absolutely this person is 100% honest about having seen the sun just like a couple minutes ago and is very confused. But especially for Meredith, if you're taking this medically, oh man, that's a fun psychosis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we have
How obvious is it that Meredith is taking this as like a psychotic break? Like how obvious would it be to a person who's watching the conversation that Meredith is worried about his sanity?
Probably not super obvious. You're welcome to do an insight check, but they are trying very hard to keep whatever delusion is intact, so they are not making it obvious that this is a problem outside of being confused.
Can I insight check it?
absolutely.
Great. That's a 22.
Yeah, that definitely beats my 6 plus whatever the fuck my deception is. Yeah, that's a 7.
Okay. Cool.
So, Willoughby, you can absolutely tell that this person went doctor mode and is concerned with the mental well-being of this individual.
He is going to mind link with Alfie.
No.
Without giving him the ability to speak back to her telepathically, because that is something she has to grant the other creatures. She's not gonna open that line.
Poor Alfie.
Would you
Also-
please go over what Mind Link is for those unaware?
So Kalashtar have an ability called Mind Link that lets them speak telepathically to a creature, and it also can the other creature can also speak back to you, and it lasts for an hour. They have to be able to see me, and they have to be within 30 feet of me, and I can only do it for one person at a time, one creature at a time. I believe they also have to speak actually, it does not say that I have to speak the same language as them, just that I can do this. So,
Nice.
don't really know what the ruling is on that one.
Oh
But
no, we'll
That's-
deal with common languages when we cross that bridge.
yeah.
You
So-
guys can both speak common.
That's the basic. Essentially, she is telepathic, and she prefers using her telepathy to speaking out loud. So she mind links with Alfie without giving him the ability to speak back. and just asks, "May I ask, what does the sun look like?"
Who said that?
She waves. She like wave when she knows that Meredith is not looking in her direction.
Yes.
Cool. Then she will wave to get his attention.
Is this like gaslighting by proxy, making someone else think that they're insane? Like,
Apparently.
rude.
Willa's primary goal at this festival is to entertain herself, and this is fun for her.
Alright, so once Alfie sees her wave, they'll turn their attention and go, "How'd you do that?"
It's an innate ability. It's something I've always been able to do.
It's awesome.
Who are you talking to? Meredith's gonna turn to whoever Alfie's pointing at. Does Willoughby say anything? Do anything?
Willa doesn't enjoy making eye contact. Often she will make eye contact to start a conversation and then look somewhere else. So she probably has not realized that Alfie has pointed at her, because she is looking somewhere else.
Right. Cool. Love that. Okay.
Yeah, she said something in my head. I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Do you know what the sun looks like? I don't believe I've ever seen it.
You've never seen the sun? That's crazy. It's kind of hard to describe what it looks like, because you can't look directly at it without that hurting. It's just the brightest thing you've ever seen. Just a crazy bright ball of light in the sky that hurts to look at.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So you've never seen the sun?
No.
I've never not seen the sun.
You've never not seen the sun. Sorry. Darling, there's no one talking to you.
Yeah, she's speaking in my head.
I'm going to again look at Willa, who is not looking at us. Okay. Meredith is a little out of it. There was something... Alfie could probably see something cross their face. And she kind of shakes herself out of it before continuing the conversation.
Are you alright?
Yes, I just thought about something. It's no big deal. Why don't we sit? Why don't you sit?
We're in the middle of a crowd. That doesn't seem like a great idea.
Let's find you a place to sit.
Okay. Sure.
And Meredith is going to find either a bench or a short wall or something that Alfie can sit down.
There's a bench like right next to this random alleyway.
Cool. And I think Meredith just wants to move Alfie away from this woman who he thinks is talking to her. Meredith knows what message is, but this seems to be That woman did not seem to acknowledge them at all, or be looking at them, or as far as she could tell, pointing at them. So that seems like a huge red flag, and Elfie needs to sit before Meredith herself has a breakdown.
Once they're out of sight, I think Willow would start laughing. Because she knew what was going to happen, but it's still funny that it happened, you know?
We hear her laughing.
I don't think she laughs loud. It's a very soft.
There's also a lot of people.
Yeah, fair enough.
Pardon?
I said fair enough.
No. Aaron.
Oh, I said there's also just a lot of people.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, no, there is a lot of people. Other people laughing would absolutely mask that. People are enjoying the festival. It's loud. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of stuff going on. So you guys go and sit down on a bench.
Yes. Meredith is going to have Elfie sit down and is trying to remember what exactly to do. They weren't exactly the person to handle when people were like this. That was one of the other sisters or
The prior.
her mother superior or something. Just someone else. It was never her. So now she doesn't really know what to do with this. And there's no one else to, like, pawn this person off on for help.
In fairness, there are guards. There are several different guards that are around.
That seems a little excessive for what Meredith thinks is possibly either head trauma or a psychotic break. Okay. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm just fine.
Right.
I'm
So,
just lost.
right. And you don't know where you are?
No.
Do you know your name?
Oh, I'm Alfie. Nice to meet you.
Right. Nice to meet you. I'm Meredith. Do you know what day it is?
I mean, days. Who keeps track of that?
Okay.
How would you keep track of that?
Do you know what year it is?
I mean, again, like, time isn't that real, you know? Like, I don't know why you're so fixated on it.
So, is there like a similar thing, like function to like calling a mental health facility for this man?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Can we get him into therapy, perhaps?
There is those that are from this town would know that there is like a hospital type thing that you could take them to. There are there is at least one medic stationed at the festival for safety reasons. So there is a tent that is kind of out near the entrance, so that if anyone gets hurt, then you would be able to, like, take someone to them. So there is a medical tent for the festival.
And now that they're sitting next to the alley that Corvus is standing in,
Yes.
can he do a history check to see if anything like this sounds familiar? Not keeping track of time, dates, years, the sun being around.
Yeah. You can absolutely roll a history.
I got an 18.
It seems vaguely familiar. It feels like something you've read about in books, but you can't place where that was exactly. But it's tugging something at the back of your mind.
Yeah. I think he stands there and starts thinking on that a little bit more.
Yeah. So it's I mean, I've been here, I only think a few minutes.
Okay. Trying to decide if Meredith would inform them or consider this a stroke or
Okay, but there's no other symptoms.
yeah,
of this
Meredith is a little
Where's
confused.
the face droop? Come on.
We considered that this is just a satyr thing. Maybe this is cultural and we just don't know.
I don't think that has been considered.
Meredith?
In fairness.
Does Meredith know anything about satyrs? I know that they're like vaguely aware that they exist.
There's been satyrs
Sometimes.
that have come to Solaris before. No one knows where satyrs originally come from, but they've popped up in Solaris before, and then sometimes they disappear again, and sometimes they make their lives there. But it's a strange thing, kind of thing. Like it's not common at all.
Right. Okay.
Or rare.
Give me a history check, actually.
15.
No, that's all you get.
Cool. With that in mind, I think that at this point Meredith would chalk it up to this being some kind of weird satyr thing, because like there are no other medical markers for anything that she's ever seen. So either this is a satyr thing.
In fairness, the most that happens at the Priory is sometimes it's broken bones, sometimes it's farm accident. There's a couple of instances of the plague that has kind of like surfaced back up again there. But
Yeah.
you don't deal with a lot of mental health issues at the Priory.
No.
So you would understand physical ailments a lot better, and this doesn't seem to be a physical ailment.
Right. So do you know how you got here?
No, that's what I'm really confused about. I was walking through the woods outside of, honestly, I couldn't tell you the name of the town. I hadn't gone in yet. But I was walking along, and then it was dark, like really dark. And there was all these people. And yeah, I don't really know what happened there.
Interesting. Well, you're in the city of Lunan.
Okay. I haven't heard of it before.
Okay.
That's also really weird.
Yeah, this is the capital city.
This is the capital city. All life stems from the capital.
This is the capital. This is where we can survive, at least the most.
survive?
Well, you really don't know anything, do you?
I mean, I know stuff. I just don't
Great.
really. I
Almost
don't know.
1,000 years ago, the sun disappeared. And a lot of people died.
That doesn't make any sense.
No one really knows why it happened. Just one day, it was gone.
How do you live without the sun?
A lot of people didn't. It took a while, from what I've read. But eventually the moon was able to help us.
The moon?
Yes.
Do you guys have the moon here?
The moon is always here. The moon...
Oh my god, I've always wanted to see the moon. Oh, it's beautiful.
Alfie has had this whole conversation without looking up one fucking time. He went, the sky's dark, and moved on.
I wanted it to be a moment, Zoe. Let me have my moment.
I'm fine with you having your moment, but look at the sky, motherfucker!
How often do you look at the sky? How often are you outside and go?
Several times?
A lot.
All of the time?
So the sky is like 50% of your field of vision.
Okay, the moon isn't. I don't know,
That's
man.
before the moon!
You looked for the sun, didn't see the sun, and just ignored the other illuminating ball of light in the sky.
Wanted it to be a moment in RP.
Okay.
Wanted to have an RP moment.
Have an RP moment. We're still gonna judge a bit, but you can have the moment.
I'm not judging you. I'm judging Alfie. Because why? You go to a new place and you don't immediately go, what's going on? I should look up. I should look down. You just go, oh well, let me talk to strangers about it.
Okay, maybe they saw the moon and didn't realize that's what that was. I'm gonna put that as my explanation.
It's
a
just
very
the
dim
sun,
sun.
but doesn't burn your eyes anymore.
I guess they've never seen the moon. They don't know.
The sun got like put on like a dimmer switch so you can make it.
Can we just turn down the sun?
The stage manager finally pressed go, and now we've got a new lighting.
We just gotta turn down the sun a little bit. It's fine.
Love that.
Anyway, Alfie is excited about the moon.
So, let me just... You just saw the sun, which hasn't been here for almost 1,000 years. And you've never seen the moon.
I mean, I guess I didn't realize that's what that was. Yeah, I've never seen it before now.
Where did you say you were from?
Oh, my family didn't really live, like, in a city. But, where were we exactly? Sorry, I haven't been home in a long time. Let's say. I was not quite in the realm of the Sealy Court, but not in the realm of the Unsealy Court either. It was just kind of in the woods.
Do I recognize that? Any of that?
This would be the point of information that is the tipping point for Corvus, specifically. To understand, this person's talking about the Feywild. Pretty sure that's fictional, but okay.
Yeah. Weird. Okay.
Meredith. Not quite there with the 15. Still, you're starting to feel like there might be something tugging at your memory. But you probably haven't gotten to the point where you figured out that this person is talking about the Feywild, specifically. This Corvus...
Sorry, go for it. You still had
do anything? Are you just going to continue listening?
No, I feel like after the mention of the Sealy Court and the Unsealy Court... Sorry, don't mean to intrude. You talking about the Feywild?
Yeah. That's where I'm from. I'm assuming this isn't the Feywilds.
No. What gave that away?
Sorry, I guess I didn't know I could leave. So I just hadn't really considered it makes sense, of course, because this looks nothing like home, but I had no idea I could leave the Feywild. Where am I then?
Would Meredith know anything about the different, like, planes and that theory and the fairy tales about the Feywild and the other realms?
How much did you study books at the Priory?
What else was there to do?
Learn sword fighting.
That's true. She did do a lot of that. But it was a lot of sword fighting, book reading, and then every now and then someone would come in, hey, I'm a farmer, and I came in, and oh, did your wife tell you? No. Cool, go lay down.
Let me see. Yeah, sure, that's low enough. Yeah, you've read a bit about it. It's basically like in children's fairy tales is where you've read about it.
So I would know that this plane is called the material plane, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the material plane.
Oh, I've heard stories about that.
Right. So you've never been to the material plane?
No, I mean, I've done so much traveling that I've heard plenty of people speak about it, but I had no idea how anyone would get there. I still don't really know how I got here.
Huh.
This is really weird.
It's certainly not common.
Huh. Didn't know Material Plane didn't have a sun, though.
Like I said, we haven't had a sun in a very long time.
We've always got the sun. The sun's never not in the sky.
Interesting.
This is weird. So you said that this is like a festival for the princess of your What'd you call this, Lunan?
Yes. She's the princess of Azeroth, and this is her name day festival. This is the day that she shows that she's inherited the power of the moon.
Makes sense that this is a court festival. Although it's a bit tame for a court festival.
I mean, there's quite a bit of revelry compared to the rest of the year. The rest of the past few years.
Past
Revelry.
1,000 years.
You guys have not seen Revelry if this is all you've got.
Well, in all
Well, not everyone
fairness,
can have eternal sunshine and fairies, okay? Some of us have the moon and possums, and we make do.
Like it's a wheel of cheese.
Is Willa close enough to be overhearing this conversation still?
Did you... You guys were near the edge of the crowd when you were
Yeah.
talking. You went outside the edge of the crowd to sit on the thing.
Yes.
Corvus was able to overhear. Corvus was able to overhear when you guys were in the crowd. If Willa didn't really go away, Willa would be able to overhear from where she is in the crowd.
Okay, cool. Just wondering if she's been listening to all of this and intentionally being silent, or if she hasn't heard any of it. So, gonna go with intentionally being silent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, in all
Oh.
fairness, the Feywild is considered stories. Fairy tales, like, none of it, as far as everyone here is aware of, it does not really exist. So you say that we haven't seen revelry until you've seen the court way, but we never will.
I mean, for one, Feywilds are definitely real. I, spent my entire life there. Was born there. It's real. And I don't know, maybe if I could get here, you guys could get there. Because I think you guys would like it.
If it's more rambunctious than what's currently going on, I'm good.
Oh, not most of the time. I'm talking about court parties. No, those are times of madness.
I'm still good.
No, this is, I think, more busy than your average day. It's definitely a festival. Just not as big as the kind I'm used to.
This is about as big as they get.
It is still nice. I'm not trying to get you guys' festival down. It's quite a lovely festival.
So, I don't know what Meredith was trying to say there.
No,
It's gone now.
it's gone. Fair enough.
Oh,
Sorry, can I just fact check a couple of things you said? I want to make sure I'm following your story.
Does Alfie look through the crowd again to find the purple hood
yeah,
person?
just scanning, Oh, hi again. Can you hear me from there?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Do you want to come over here so I'm not shouting across a crowd?
Not particularly.
Come to you then. I feel kind of rude.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, I'm gonna go back to talking to. She didn't tell me her name, but the woman who was speaking into my mind earlier.
Can I
I'll
see
speak.
Willoughby?
Yes.
Is she paying us any attention? Is there any acknowledgement that Willoughby is talking to Alfie? Any of that?
So there is more. She is at least now looking in the direction of your general group. But she's not making direct eye contact with Alfie. It looks more like she might have overheard a couple of sentences and is vaguely interested. But like, I don't know if you can connect the dots. That's up to Kit.
Roll me an insight.
That was a fucking journey. Sorry, every time it started to stop, it would just like wiggle a little bit more and roll over again. 17.
Is Willoughby intentionally trying to mask?
No, she's not intentionally trying to. She's just a little bit hard to read because she's a little bit cerebral. She's very introverted and autistic, frankly. So like,
Yeah.
it's a little difficult to read.
This person is vaguely interested in the conversation. Seems to be definitely more into whatever is being said and everything like that than the last time.
Sorry, my phone decided to have a full aneurysm and is now playing weird sounds and TikTok apparently. I didn't open anything or touch anything. I moved it off of my lap. My bad.
All good. So definitely you get the interested part. Alfie has not shown any instances of being any kind of a threat to other people, and this person seems vaguely interested in the conversation. So there's not necessarily any harm currently.
Right. Like, I'm not gonna stop him, but this is the second time he's just decided to talk to this woman or at this woman, and Meredith's a little confused.
Yeah, Alfie gets up off the bench and walks a little closer to Willoughby. So what was the question?
Well, I just wanted to check that I'm following your narrative correctly. You are a satyr from the Feywild.
Correct.
You've seen the sun.
Yep.
And you entered some sort of portal that brought you here?
I'm assuming. I'm honestly not sure on the last one. That's my best guess.
Do you remember where you were when you first realized that you were not in the Feywild?
Alfie turns around and looks a little farther back into the crowd. Somewhere over there. It just kind of got dark all of the sudden, and I turned around and there wasn't trees, there was just buildings and more people.
In fairness to Meredith, this is a vaguely coherent half of the conversation.
Yeah, Meredith's a little confused.
Do you think maybe you could take, God's not me, your friend, the one that's been speaking to you this whole time, maybe you could take her to where you came through the portal?
I could try. I mean, it doesn't look like there's anything there anymore. People are walking through the spot just fine. Or where I assume it was. I wasn't marking the exact location that I hit the ground, you know?
Hit the ground, so you fell?
No, sorry. Just like, I was skipping. And...
Is that a normal thing you do? You just skip around?
I was out in the woods. It was nice out. Do you not ever just for fun?
I suppose if you have no concept of time, you have no concept of age.
I understand age.
Aren't you a little old to be skipping around, Sonny?
Nope, I just don't have a stick up my ass.
That is,
Alright. Yeah, we can go take a look. Why are you asking if you don't want to see for yourself?
I'm more concerned about you finding your way home than figuring out what is happening.
I'm so used to being a player that my brain just went insight check, and then I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'm the
Did I roll a deception check? Because that's not what's going on at all. She just doesn't want to be seen walking around with Alfie.
I roll an insight check. Alfie just accepted that.
Okay.
Oh, well, home is not something I've really been worried about for quite a while. I'm a nomad.
She keeps that thought to herself.
Now we all want to know what it is.
Oh,
Her first thought was, that's a fancy word for homeless.
Damn. Gotta love Willoughby.
I love Willoughby so much.
The thought popped up when I went, honey, inside thought.
Be fair, right now all of her thoughts are inside thoughts.
This is true. Even her outside thoughts are inside thoughts.
Girl still has not spoken.
No. Girl does not want to speak. So, she's gotten what she needed out of this conversation. And because Willow wouldn't ever be like, I'm done talking to you, because that's rude, she's going to send a glance over to Meredith, because Meredith seems to be the most connected with this person. And try to, like, flash the confused, somewhat, like, help eyes that most women know how to give each other.
Yep, Meredith clocks that almost immediately and heads over. I'm so sorry. I can handle him. I'm sorry. Alfie, why don't we go for a walk?
She asked me a question. It would have been rude not to answer.
Right. Well, let's
Well,
just go for a walk.
Okay, it was nice to meet you. I didn't get your name, but, I'm Alfie. And I'll take your suggestion and we can take a look at the spot where I think I came out here. But, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Meredith is going to, like, try and usher Alfie in any direction that is not at Willoughby.
She was just, she had overheard the conversation and was curious. She wanted to see, the spot where I said I came out of the portal, which I didn't say, to be fair. I'm assuming portal because it had to have been something.
Right.
So do you guys go over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Alfie's gonna try to go back to the general area, because they were not marking an exact spot.
Yeah, you go back to the general area. It is filled with people, conversing.
Is there anything over here?
There's like leaves on the ground, which seems out of place because this is kind of like it's not near any park or any forested area. They could have come from one of the flower vendors. Like someone could have been walking and like pulling leaves off of a flower kind of thing. You can't, unless you roll a nature check or something, to tell whether or not these are Feywild Feywild leaves.
Yeah, I'd like to roll a check for that.
All right, nature check. Let's go.
I'm also gonna make a nature check because where the fuck did these come from?
That wasn't good.
Does the grass look weird?
You can't do that here. Really, I'm the only one who's even in that session.
Does the grass look weird?
That's a 15.
All right, a 15.
13.
13. Alfie, those are leaves. Meredith, those are leaves. They kind of are weird shaped a little bit, but they're leaves. The grass is slightly weird, but you can't really tell anything from it.
The leaves are weird. Yeah, I think Meredith is just going to like glance around, notice the leaves, just kind of assume it came from plants that she's never encountered before.
Yeah.
There's not exactly anything here.
Well, I don't know what I was expecting.
As you guys are standing there, someone approaches. Hello, are you guys here for the festival?
Yes.
Wonderful. Are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, It's my
Nice.
first time in Lunan.
Oh,
Same.
your first time. First time for both of you. That's awesome. Great. Well, there's a little bit of a ritual here, that we are doing. So I thought I would, let you guys in on something. And he pulls out 2 glass bottles, with a mysterious liquid in them. And offers them to you guys.
I gotta take it. What's this?
Insight check? What the fuck is this? Do I know what this liquid is? Hello?
You said ritual, and I was like, we can sacrifice children, and then it was bottle. I was like, or drug. I guess we're doing drugs. That's the ritual.
Not taking random fucking drinks from random fucking men on the street. Are you out of your mind?
I did not say drink it. I said take it and look at it.
Okay.
Oh my god, so much. The number is so high. Where is my insight? Plus 4. 21.
Okay.
I just asked what it was.
Can't really tell. This person has a hood over their face. Not really getting too much of a read on them as a person. This could be a really fun, like, little ritual for the name day. You haven't heard of it before. This is your first time here. Do you want it?
Well, what is it?
Just a little alcohol. We all drink it at the same time during the presentation of the moon.
Sweet. I appreciate the offer, but I don't accept drinks from strangers.
I don't drink alcohol.
If you could show me where one of the vendors is, I could just grab a drink myself.
No, these ones are... It's fine. You guys are new. You don't have to join in. I just thought I would offer. And,
That's
kinda
appreciated.
tucks them back in. And, yeah, he walks away.
Meredith is a little bit taken aback by that. That was a little... She's seen vendors, and, like, she assumes that this is a normal thing that happens in festivals. This is her first name day as well, but she's just like...
Roll a perception check.
Yeah, I want to look around to see if anyone looks
Oh
drunk.
my god. Hello? That's also a 21. I somehow rolled another 17.
Okay. Are you rolling perception, Alfie?
Yeah, and I'm gonna use a different die this time. Okay, that one was significantly better. We like that one.
Hey!
That's 25.
Okay, yeah. You guys both, when you look around, you see at least, like, 10 people with the same kind of bottles around. It seems to be, like, there seems to be a lot of people with these kind of bottles. And it's definitely looks like the same kind of liquid, too. So
Well,
it's
kind of-
highly, like, it looks, so far, like, yeah, this is kind of a thing.
Okay.
You said you don't drink, but would you want to come with me to find the vendor myself? I'd love to.
Yeah, let's go and see if we can find something. And I'm sure someone here has something that doesn't have alcohol in it.
Oh yeah, I'm hungry too. Festivals mean food.
Festivals absolutely mean food. This is a good place for us to take a bio break.
Please God, I'm starving.
Thank you. I was starting to combust.
Yes, no, that's so fair.
Also,